Hello, everybody. Before I begin, I want to look at how do you look at your old notes in DeviantArt? Hold up. Oh, Nintendo, dude. Although I do understand, but I just feel like people need to understand that the story and stuff is important. I know it may not. I know it's funny for most, but honestly, I just kind of hate it when the things that a lot of us love get represent that don't get represented fairly because we got people who just don't get it. Which everybody who looks at Sonic in a nutshell. They be like Sonic. They be saying Shadow Sonic's dark side. Isn't?
Reading Archie Sonic comic number 134. And this is the one. This is the spicy, beautiful piece of art we've all been waiting for. With
Guys, Sonic fans, save Archie Sonic, save Archie Sonic. You guys know I love you, right? I'm going, guys. I just want you to know. I don't have to be the only one that has to do this. I'm just telling you all right now. Come on, man. I just want you all to know. I love you, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna fucking hurt. But, it is what it is. It's like, you gotta rip off the band aid. And yes, I have Anzukamura and the others in the background. In the background, so if I get a little too angry, they'll take over. Because fuck this. If it gets too much for me, I got backup.
without further ado, let's get into it. There's so many characters in this. I am having a really hard time to come up with different voices for different characters. My name is Nina. Oh baby, amigos.
Not gonna get mad about the voices because he's doing the voices.
Kingdom of Acorn officially welcomes you home, my boy. Thanks, sire. I couldn't imagine.
This is before he got super senile. Yeah, y'all don't know, but after a while, we all started kind of hating King Max because he just started to get more old and senile. Because they started to be like just this uncaring douchebag. First he was kind of caring, and now, he was a little bit more caring, and now, and still trying to get Sonic and Sally to be king and queen while they're away doing stuff. I know, I know that Moby's 25 years later, Sonic is like the king and stuff, and I know some people say it goes against Sonic's character. It goes against the main Sonic's character, but I feel like Archie Sonic is more of an exception to that rule because of course he just wants to be with Sally and being king, even though with responsibility he's still with Sally, so that's what he wants.
He gets the job
Because you know why? People grow up, including anthropomorphic hedgehogs.
later.
Sorry.
Cool. Okay. We got context. Well, Prince Elias never wanted the job.
Oh, now you care about Bugsy? Chill. Breathe, brother, breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, now go.
Made a life for himself elsewhere. As for Sally, Quark says she's up to it. I trust in him, but I trust in her even more. Sonic, howdy, shaka how? Hey, Sonic.
See,
I'm gonna boogie on
but you know what? And to make this a little bit better, I'm gonna talk about the various changes that I'd make because me just pointing out just everything, everything that's up with Night of the Wind wouldn't be completely fun. Personally, I would have Sonic kind of be like, well, guys, it's good to see all of you, and I'll talk to you all a little bit later. But me and Sal really have something to really talk about. But I will talk to you all later, little bit onward, a little bit into the festivities because me and Sal really need to talk.
Oh, asshole.
Also, I want to talk about like, okay, there's one scene that I always talk about if I still want to adapt this into Sonic Freedom Fighters because yeah, I'm going to do that too.
My loudmouth crocodile friend, True Blue. It's time for me to mingle. Duty calls, Cell. Okay, Sonic, but save the last dance for me, okay? Say next. What are you and the Chaotix doing in Naho? Eggman captured Angel Island, our home. While we were away, with you gone,
Yeah.
Max
Okay,
asked
wait a
us
minute.
to stick around and help out. We haven't been back since, and I'm, Tails with Fiona Fox. Excuse me, Red. Poor little dude got his little heart broken once by a robot double of hers. I read that issue, by the way, quite a bit ago, but I did. So again, I got context. Hooray! And if he's not careful,
Dude, is it just has this man been listening to what I've been saying? Like, has he been watching my videos? I think it's just like a little. I think it could be like a chinky wink to you, but it's like, yeah, see, I got context. How you like that? All right, I'm not pissed. At least he understands. At least he understands what my gripe is.
careful with the real deal, it could happen again. Hey, Rotor, guess you've been keeping busy since retiring from away missions, huh? You bet. No, I just invented dudex for you field agents to take along. But don't worry, this isn't one of them. Then what on Mobius is it? Just a sec. Whee! What? Is that the sound that thing makes?
Annie, are you still there? Hello? Okay, she's okay, folks. I had to check. I wanted to see if my girlfriend was still there. She's kind of,
I'm here.
she's kind of in this video. She's kind of in this video too, guys.
Whee! Boom, boom, boom. Yay!
I swear this image is still a cock tease because us Silent Alley fans know what happens here, and it's still because they didn't get back together until the Iron Dominion was over, and a lot of shit kind of went after this. Before Sonic and Sally got together, it was a lot of issues like went forth and stuff. I mean, in a way, they kind of went back to square one, and I just didn't like it. And the fact that, like how Sully was totally with Monkey Kong at that time, and just kind of, well, not really like parading him around with Sonic, but I think in Sonic's mind, that's how he felt. That's how he would feel about it. In Sonic Freedom, in my version of Sonic Freedom Fighters, where it happens, you know Bugsy the Hedgehog and Sonic both love Sally, so seeing the girl they love with Monkey God is a little too much for them to bear, and they usually whenever they're all close and stuff, you know, Sonic and old BTH have to freaking go to they have to like go and sit there doing reconnaissance, and they're doing reconnaissance because they don't want to be around Monkey Kong and Sally. It's like it comes to this little scene that I wrote where it's like Sonic and Bugs go, Sonic, Bugs goes, Sonic, why do we care? And Sonic goes, I don't know. We shouldn't care after everything that happened. We should just be professional and do our jobs. Yeah, yeah, we should.
What is this? Is this? My God! Don't do this, please. No, that's what I call genius, Road. And that's
Man, even a person that doesn't get context understands what's about to happen.
Used to be Sally, I didn't even notice. Who are these guys? There are just too many characters in this. It makes it.
Okay, folks, that is Hershey the Cat and Jeffrey St. John. Hershey the Cat was Hershey the Cat was a part of the in game saga when we all thought Sally was gonna die, and Jeffrey St. John's part of the kind of not whole kind of Secret Service kind of thing. So yeah, I know these characters. Again, will take you a few minutes just to. Well, actually, you got a little bubble right there.
Oh no, it's just too much. Don't do this. I get that characters are helpful for writing more story, but if you just keep adding characters, you're just gonna get this.
It's not really adding characters, it's showing the characters that are already here. You know, they all get their time with Sonic and they all get to talk to Sonic. You know, kind of catch up with them because he has been gone for a year. Again, my dear friend, that's the that's what you get for skipping so many freaking issues and not understanding where they all fit in. This isn't adding characters. This is Sonic catching up with most of the characters while he was gone to kind of see where they've been because they some of these characters haven't really had any screen time with Sonic since then or longer than that. So yeah. And I know you guys are like, Bugsy, you're sucking the fun out of this. Well, sorry. Might as well be the fun police. My sister is a buzzkill, and so am I. So am I.
Mess. Don't do this. Instead, write stories that deepen your characters so people know what they are about.
They have. They have, man. They have. You're not. Seriously. They have. Again, that's what you get for jumping around. You don't know anything about these characters. And these are some old ass characters. But then again, you wouldn't know that because you want to jump around for entertainment. I'm not expecting you to know every character. But it would have helped for you to be like, wait a minute, these are some Jeffrey St. John? Oh yeah, okay. Mobius Encyclopedia. Go! Hershey the Cat. All characters, go!
On a classified mission for King Max. You know, our honeymoon. True love, what a beautiful thing. Hey, partner, way to take out Eggman's atomics, bunny. Would you mind telling me why you and Antoine called it quits? Hope he didn't get that nasty facial scar from you. This is the prequel to 22 episodes later. Is that for real?
Duh! See, it kind of see. This is what I was trying to say. This is the thing I was trying to tell you. All of you, actually. See, this will give you context for that. So when you read the other issue, you understand what's been going on. There's even side stories at some of these comics where you really got start to see that this Antoine is not the Antoine we know. Something's off about him. Bugsy, Bugsy, calm down. No, on Sakamoto, my brother, I will not calm down. I am like legit pissed. I know I have you guys in here to calm me down, but nah. See what I'm saying? See what I've been trying to say? Why you think we're all just trying to break up the fun and be all fun police on your ass? We're trying to show you that basically that basically um there is context, and because you've been hopping around so much, hopping back and forth, you don't know what's going on. You'd actually understand Mobius 20 years later if you'd actually look at the story that precedes it. You say it's weird, but it isn't weird unless you actually get it. Stops being weird when you understand it a little bit more. And I'm sorry, Nintendo dude. I'm not saying that this isn't funny. Probably for everybody else that hasn't seen the comics, it's funny. But to me, it's irritating, and I don't know why it irritates me so much. Maybe it's just the fact that there is context in these stories, and they said, because it goes to the old standard that no one will understand these comics. So we got to keep rebooting characters over and over again. It really doesn't have anything to do with Sonic. It has everything to do with like readers not being able to understand various things because they have to read the old stories to really get it. And sometimes that could actually be a good thing, going back, having these people go back and read a few issues, or get trades and read them, so that way they get more of a context of what's really going on in the story right now, what's going on in the current story. So boom, they get more context. Okay, I'm done.
That's ridiculous. This is where evil Antoine gets in here. That's in this issue. While 22 episodes later, you get to see this getting resolved. Okay, whatever. Holy quack knows where we got it.
Whatever. Bugsy, calm down, bro. And do you think I should calm down? And do you think
Yes, you should calm down. It's not wise to do a video when you're upset like this. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just a little mad because it's like he's like, oh, now this makes sense. Well, do it make sense? Like people say, like we're just trying to be all butthurt and mad that you're doing this. No, we're actually telling you that if you actually read this in order, it will make sense to you.
Constructive criticism. Wait, people aren't reading them in order?
No, not the Wind isn't reading them in order.
It's vital that if you want to read a comic, you must read them in order. Even though I'll admit, when it comes to online, that is actually a little difficult because then the linear becomes non-linear when it comes to the alternate storylines.
Yeah, but like I said about Night of the Wind and him just reading these out of order, now he's like,
oh, you do know he's joking, right?
I do. But it
kind of.
But
don't get so upset at it because you know he's taking it out of context on purposely to make a joke out of it.
I know, but here's the point. I know, but here's the point. Because of this, people are just gonna like.
Oh, right. The audience is gonna actually take what he says seriously and actually think that the Archie comics are not worth reading at all to begin with.
Yeah, and that's why I've been doing this.
Well, then his audience aren't really that intelligent to begin with.
I know, but
he should actually make it. Well, I think he has made it clear, obviously, from time to time, that his audience should actually read the comics themselves, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't.
Well, I think he should do that because then his audience would know on their own terms whether or not the Archie comics are in and of themselves, as crazy as he puts it. It's always good to actually let your audience decide for themselves whether or not the Archie comics are actually as bad as you say, rather than take your word for it. Because then your audience would know whether or not you are credible.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you. You are credible because you actually read the comics. You know what you're talking about. His audience doesn't. Which is why they shouldn't take his word for granted. But you're kind of, again, taking him out of context whenever you take him too seriously.
It's not the fact that I'm taking him seriously. It's the fact that I just get annoyed. And the thing is, I just want to stop.
Maybe he should instead put a disclaimer at the front that he's doing it not only for humor, but that the people should, that he's actually not reading them in order for the jokes.
Also, I just don't want another Green Eyes debacle. But with the comics. Oh, hun, you probably don't. You probably don't even remember or know about that. But you know,
I like it's way out there right now, honey. I'm sorry.
mm, you probably don't really know or remember. But I'll tell you. So, not on Resident, a person I used to get mistaken for every time I'd go on DA. Mm.
Mmm.
Thinking about like, do you have a diaper fish, man? You're sick. Oh my god, you're not whole resident. Even a Daffy Duck role player thought I was Richard Kuda, not whole resident. But that's not the point. He basically ranted and raved about green eyes, and because of him, everybody used that argument. Sonic's not good because of green eyes. And it's because of him.
Let's.
Yep.
Mm,
It's because of his blatant stupidity. That's what started the whole. That was one of the other ways that the divide between us Sonic fans actually kind of happened. One of the ways it happened.
in my opinion, the Sonic fan base is divided because of Sega not being responsible with their actual characters.
Mm-hmm. But it was one of the.
Actual
But
that and the fact that Archie has their own version, and the fact that Archie has a more developed version of Sonic compared to Sega. In my opinion, I'll always stand by the fact that Archie has a more developed version of Sonic compared to Sega.
Mm-hmm.
That I'll stand by any day because Sega's version is always too much of a Gary Stew, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I have read some of the comics, if not in chronological order, to at least know, yeah, they get pretty developed, pretty crazy, wonky, out there. But if you're into that kind of thing, go ahead and read it. It actually gives a far more developed world than the Sega version ever will. I mean, it's why I like Unleashed. Unleashed, out of all the games I've played, actually develops Sonic's world. Up until it gets retconned, that is. And even in Sonic Generations, I'll admit, yeah, things just Sonic Generations. No, there's not enough world building in that one. You have to go behind the scenes for it. No, I like Sonic Unleashed. There was actual character development and actual world building in that game. And it was the last attempt made by Sega to do so. I again want to try other games that attempt this with Sonic, but I apparently found out that such games are.
The last true attempt was Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. I know you all hate it, but I'm just saying. It was the last attempt they did that, and they also did an Eggman takeover story at the very end, and there was going to be more, but then Kim Penders came out. Then Kim Penders came out of nowhere. Then Kim Penders came out of nowhere and slapped Archie with his copyright dick. Was like, no, these are my characters, mine.
Kim Penders is a goddamn prima donna that needs to fucking stop. I'm not. I know you talked to him, honey. And in my opinion, it's because of him that the Archie comics wound up being even more wonky than they had to be. And I'm never going to forgive him for what, certain issues on my end with schizophrenia and such. But that's my end. I am schizophrenic. But continuing, Kim Penders doing that to Archie did make it actually a little worse, if not a lot worse, because they had to take out a lot of the already developed characters out of the world so that they had to redevelop their world in a new way. And I'm not going to deny redeveloping your own world with new characters to replace old characters that already were there is a bit aggravating for a fandom. Mm-hmm. Sega's going to do that with Cream. I'm not going to lie. That's probably going to, if not already has, pissed a lot of people off. But, hey, it's your franchise. Do what you want. But keep in mind you got a lot of fans. Gotta
Mhm.
appease your fans somehow, bitches. Man, I need to come down. My brain's not
All
coming
right,
down.
guys, let me finish this video because I just get. Let's just say I need to. Let's just do this because I need to calm down in a different way. Let's just keep it at that.
Changed and made him into a different one from the one I felt with, so we broke up. What about the old times? I guess they're gone. I want Antoine to accompany us on our tour as commander of the elite guard. His new attitude makes him an excellent candidate for the job. Sonic, do you have a moment to talk? Sure, Sal. Aye. What's this gonna photograph you on the roller console for the front page of tomorrow's Novel News? Perfect. Wonder what's on her mind. Even though my parents
See,
are
this is
scientists.
where they would have just talked. This is where they should have just talked.
I think my advice to the guy you're talking about is probably because the Archie comics have suffered. They have suffered greatly since, if he hasn't already. Probably give some, perhaps, advise his own audience to decide for themselves on the Archie comics what they think. So that, because considering what happened to the point that it did, was all the blame for Kim Penders. This was a great series, and if I recall correctly, Archie comic books with Sonic the Hedgehog was a award winner for having the most comic books in a series.
That was the Guinness Book of
Sonic
World
the Hedgehog
Records.
Archie, record holder for the most comic books in said series. No comic book
Well,
series,
actually, it
even
was
today, has
actually
that.
the record went. It was the most comics done with a video game character because a lot of freaking comics have gone that far. But it was the first that was ever really done with this much comics for a video game character. But I digress. Let's get to the actual point. Now to this
And
now,
I
now this
feel that with that knowledge, we should actually promote it.
mhm.
Keep it going in case there's
Oh,
stiff
we are.
competition if we're all
Oh,
fans.
some of us are. People are doing Sonic Retold, and in a few days, we're gonna get another issue for Archie Sonic Online. It's gonna get good, but I still will never forget the stuff that came before. Because, but let me finish. But let me give you some context about this issue. I used to hate this because it broke up the two the like to me Sonic's only real match, and they split them up for a while because the writer was like, nah, Sonic and Sally shouldn't be together because that just ties Sonic down. And it's really just stupid. There's a lot of rumors that said he did it because he wanted him and Amy to get together, which probably wasn't even really the case. A whole bunch of reasons, man. But again, I just feel like them fighting on the stage because this is where it gets fucked up. But you do understand Sally's mindset throughout it. It took me a while to really understand it because when I was a teenager, I just thought, Sally's being kind of written wrong because of this person, and that is true. But when you really start to look through Sally's mindset and how she actually feels, you really start to think if you were in that situation and you saw the one person you love die and like supposedly die in front of you, wouldn't you feel kind of fucking when you have some sort of fucking PTSD?
The official monarchs of the
We
kingdom.
all
I'll
go
be
a little
overseeing the daily
crazy when
operations of the
shit
city. They've
happens
given
to
me a
us.
tremendous
That is
responsibility, and it's going
going
to be a
to
big
happen,
mantle
audience.
to bear. That's
Shit
why I want
happens.
you to
We
look
go crazy.
inside while they're away. Me?
And people say this is way too serious for the comic, but like, no, it's not. Because when you really think about it, again, these, and Sonic Amy fans just use this as why Sonic and Sally shouldn't get together. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers will never understand actual fucking love where it's like, if someone that was really this close to you, like Sonic and Sally, how they're close, if like your boyfriend or your significant other died, or supposedly died, and you thought that, and they came back.
Something ever happened to you? I'm gonna go freaking insane like Sally does. You come back, I am gonna do what Sally does.
You
Whether
know,
you like it or not.
it's that. Sonic and Sonic's fighting back because really he knows he's the only one that can fight Robotnik. I feel like both sides are not really wrong in this aspect. It's just I really wish this could have happened away from people because they were on a stage and people saw them argue. People saw Sally bitch slap Sonic. You know, we saw. I saw a redone version of what this could have been, where Sonic and Sally actually are talking together alone and really just they really come to grips with how everything that happened and how they both feel, and they just become stronger because of it. Now that was in the hands of a fan writer, but the actual writers are like, "Fuck this, we're gonna have this happen."
I'm not only gonna slap you, I'm gonna slap you again and again and again for not contacting me for freaking months.
It was a year,
Because you know how freaking crazy I get.
baby. I would hope. I know it's insane. I ain't gonna go.
I'm just saying,
Trust me, I'd
hypothetically,
be
you
like,
do that to me and you are going to get a fucking slap in the face like you never have it.
I
I am a
know,
woman.
I know,
I ain't
darling.
going to back off now.
I know, darling. I know. And if I was in this situation, Sonic was, I'd be like, huh? Take over for me for a little bit. I gotta stay here for a while.
I can't imagine life without you.
But it will cool.
I'm safe.
Honey. Same. Same. And, hey, I would you two lovebirds need to hold up for a minute. We got a video to finish. Yeah, we really do, guys. Come on. Y'all can you guys can cuddle after this is over. G, you got nothing to say? Why are you blushing like that, dude? No reason. It's just interesting to see you in this way. No reason.
There are many who are willing to stop.
See, but I know he's joking, but it just undercuts this very sad and bittersweet moment because it's Sally basically trying to plead with Sonic to just stay, and Sonic, he knows he wants to stay, but he can't because he knows he's the only fucking one that can go up against Robotnik. And him and the Freedom Fighters are the only ones that can go up against Robotnik, and he knows, and he wants to say, and you look in his eyes, and he's sad. He wishes he could say it to Sally and say that he could stay and that he could rule among her side, but he can't because he understands that he is the hero Mobius, and that is a responsibility within itself. See, Sega.
Sometimes you can't avoid your job. Sometimes it's not right to even confess that a lie. In a relationship, it's important to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what this proves. It's,
I mean, look at
even
Sonic.
though I'd like Bugsy to promise that he'd stay with me forever,
I mean, look at
it's important that he,
I mean, guys, look at Sonic's face and look at Sally's face. Look at them. Sally really wanting him to stay because she's scared that he's gonna get hurt. Sonic basically looking at her with tears in his eyes, saying that he can't. It went a little too far because the slap happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Same thing with me and Bugsy. We both have jobs. We both both have things we need to do. And I will not slap you.
I know you wouldn't, but again, look at Sally. Look at Sally, like damn near drowning in her own tears. She's fake. She's angry, but it's only to hide her actual sorrow, how she feels. This is both. This was like a hard thing for both of them to all deal with. Even the people who are watching, which is Nina, freaking Amy, Mighty and Ray.
Everyone, even Knuckles, I think.
Yeah, Knuckles is in there too. They're all shocked.
Well, you're not exactly mentally sound when you do things like this.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. Neither would you. I mean,
and Sally just Sonic.
Of course, a man would have to be mentally sound.
And Sonic, he just a part of him wants to run after Sally, but he knows that he can't.
I'm gonna turn no damn eyes out.
Trying to let Sally like at least calm down. She doesn't, because that's when they would go say Tommy Turtle and the whole playing hero thing kind of comes into play, which I really think. Again, I understand Sally's point, but like I said, when I wrote a version of this, it's Bugsy Hedgehog's in here, and he's like, "We play hero." When we saved freaking Knothole from being taken over by Robotnik, was that being hero? Was that playing hero? We kind of saved half of the planet from Robotnik's boot on our world. Was that playing hero? I always use this quote because, like, I always said if Bugsy the Hedgehog was in that moment, he would not even take lightly to that. Because he already feels guilty that he created the roboticizer in my continuity. He already feels guilty about that. But, they have saved they've saved countless Mobians time and time and time again. So to hear Sally say that is like the most biggest insult. And oh yeah, in Sonic Freedom Fighters, people did people do die. So it's also an insult to all the people who died, but he knows. He even mutters like in the scene. He mutters, and I had to look at this through my. I had to pull these from my old computer, but he does mutter to himself. She's hurt. He went a little too hard on her, but she's hurt. And I shouldn't have said all that.
I can't wait to see you at the end of the next week.
I know.
Sally and he get in a fight and then they break up, and that's the comic. Somehow they make that confusing by adding all these characters, and I get it. People will feel like nostalgic seeing every character again after Sonic having risen from the dead, supposedly, but still, this was a mess. This was a mess. Oh boy. It was interesting though, I have to say.
It was a glorious mess of a this issue was a glorious mess. But within it, it made sense. It made sense that Sally would be this way. It made sense that Sonic couldn't really say anything to really calm her down. It made sense. I'm not saying you couldn't understand this because you have to be in love to understand this. No, you can understand this if it was like a family member or something. Or a soldier or whatever. You would be able to understand this. I'm just throwing out an example. But, yeah. And the hate that Sally got after this from a lot of these Sonic Amy fans that want to have Amy just fist Sonic in the most graphic way imaginable. Yes, that is a thing certain Sonic Amy fans want to do. I met some of the people who want Amy to fist fuck Sonic. It's not pretty. I've seen pictures. But yeah, I'm Bugsy, and personally, this is how I feel about it. And sorry that there will not be any wrestling tonight. Probably on Saturday to kind of make up for it. Hopefully. If not, I got something else. And there won't be wrestling next week either because I'll be picking up Ann. And then the week after that, because I'll have and then the week after that, because when Ann goes, I'll have Spider Man. I'll have the Spider Man. I'll have the Sony like Insomniac's Spider Man game, which I pre-ordered. So I will be streaming that for like I don't know a few weeks or something. I don't know. But yes, I'm going to take a break from the wrestling for a while. Peace, everybody, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye, folks. And remember, I'm glad they broke up. Manny, go fuck yourself. Sorry.
Huh?
Sorry, it's your opinion, Manny, but no, just no.
What? Go fuck yourself?
No, and I just told this person to go fuck themselves, but it really is their opinion, so I should just shut up.
So it isn't. You weren't telling me to go fuck myself.
No, hun. Why would I do that? Bugsy, no double entendres right now. We're reading the comments. Yeah. How to make Tim Miller in Sonic Forces. That I don't know how that even makes sense. Alright. My cancer is now evolved into fuck you. Because you watched this video with the comic. You're funny. Take that laughter. Take my gigantic canned laughter. Well, this is weird, and this is why people hate Sally too much, because the writers wrote her so bad until well, no, because in the other issues she's actually good. She actually makes sense. She's the one that actually kind of helps Sonic. Sonic and Sally have helped each other in these issues. But the people who just I have no idea what's going on in these stories, but it's so cringe. Right, Burning Blaze, how would you write a goddamn story, eh? How about you actually write a story with romance, character development, and plots, and center it around Sonic? Do that. Fucking do that. Because I'm telling you, it ain't so easy. I hate, and thanks for using cringe. You just proved that you can't use any other word to really incite your mispleasure than cringe. In a way, kinda. That's a Looney Tunes reference, kinda, yeah. I know inside being more mature and Amy, but this scenario, they are both equal in one scene. Can we all agree on that? Yeah. But I will say this is Sally's moment of weakness. That's all this is. Sally's moment of weakness. Every
Oh
fucking.
my god, you could dress Sonic up as a lace.
Oh God, I don't know what you're looking at, but we're gonna get out of here. I don't. My fans don't need to know it, and the people who watch me don't need to know that.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done by now.
On tomorrow. And
I will get out, please.
Let's end this. This has been
I don't like police.
this has been a Big Three Box Network production. Big Three Box production. We will see you all later. Bye, folks. I'm Sakawata Maru. I'm
Thank you for
Harima, even though we didn't really have much to say. I'm G. I didn't have to say anything. And I'm Bugsy. And this is
I'm Magma, and I'm sorry.
And this is the Big Three Bots Network. We bring chaos to your face. Peace. All right, guys, hurry. Ugh.